Hey guys, it's Max Convexity. Welcome to the daily covered caller afternoon edition. NVIDIA earnings are out. I don't know if they're good or bad, but I know the stock's down, so I don't really care what they are. I just care how the stock's behaving. So, all right. Anyway, we'll take a look at the chart here and see what's going on. But last I checked, the stock was down, but not too much or anything crazy. I mean, maybe a little bit. All right. All right. Well, here's the chart. And this chart doesn't update after hours, but you see where it says post. That's the post hours price. It's 122. It was trading at 119 a little while ago. That's trading at 122.47. You can see the market closed at 125. So it's off a little bit, but it's not that much. I mean, really, in the grand scheme of things, now it's pulling the NASDAQ down with it because it's a huge part of the NASDAQ's market cap. The NASDAQ closed at 471, or the triple Qs closed at 471.28. Now they're trading at 469.70, which is about a point and a half under 471. So that's about 35 basis points. So if the market stays like it is, we should open in a down gap tomorrow. Now, I'm sure it'll change between now and tomorrow, but we'll see. So far, it looks like the crisis has been averted. I think people were worried about NVIDIA. It's a 123.76 now. I think Salesforce also had earnings. It's at 259, which is right where it closed. Let's see if Salesforce did have earnings. Dell has earnings tomorrow. I have a good earnings trade on for the Dell earnings. Okay, so NVIDIA, CRM, CrowdStrike, HP. All right, CRM and CrowdStrike, huh? Now, CRM is not moving. Let's see what old CrowdStrike's doing. Oh, it's up. Look at that. It's at 271, where the market for CrowdStrike closed at 264. CrowdStrike's up. NVIDIA's down a little bit. CRM's right where it closed. We'll keep an eye on those. Okay, so let's see how Defiance closed out the day. Let's just check it graphically, I guess, real quick. Oh, shit, look at this. They did not get back with inside the profit box. Well, that sucks. SPX. Yeah, they got closer to getting back. And we'll look at the volatility in a second. I know these colors, all this stuff down here at the bottom. All right. So now let's look at Russell. This is for the IWMY trades. Oh, almost. Okay, now let's look at USO. All right, we could look at the dividend estimates and everything, but I'm going to have a full show probably tomorrow. Let's look at the buffer report. This buffer report's looking really good. Boy, XDTE looks good, but so does iSpy and JPY. You gotta say all of these on this chart looks good. Here's the old-fashioned buffer report. So you can see over the left, we start with S&P. It pulled back 60 basis points. The funds were, by and large, down less, which is good, other than SVOL, which I think is ex-dividend today. I think we looked that up last night. In any event, but also vol it could just be down. It was ex-dividend yesterday is what it was. That's what it was, but it's just down today. ZIVB's down also. Now, outperforming on the downside would be AIPI and triple QT and YMAX outperforming on the downside. And as usual, ULTY down 2.5%. And as usual, the past couple of days, Maxi just getting killed. Let's look at a chart of Bitcoin. I haven't pulled up a Bitcoin chart in a while. Bitcoin futures, 58,000. It just, yeah, I guess it just, as long as Bitcoin futures are selling off, these stocks that are based on Bitcoin are not going to be awesome, like MicroStrategies. Now, it's still been fine lately, though, but it has pulled back generally over the past, it's pulled back from 200 over the past, what is that? Since March. Kind of just got into big consolidating sideways pattern. In any event, if Bitcoin could break out, maybe these stocks like MicroStrategies and Coney or Coinbase could as well. All right. Well, it looks like we dodged the bullet on the NVIDIA earnings for now. Let's check the price one more time. I mean, 121 from a price of 125. I'm going to say that's fine. So this trade that I have a couple of them, but the main one was NVIDIA pre-earnings trade. It's up $40, but it was this. All it is it just wants NVIDIA not to drop below 117. When I put it on, the market was like 127, 128. So I had like about 10 points of buffer. So it looks like by the morning, right now it's trading at, what did I say, 121? All right, let's pull this time to the morning. So here's in the morning, and also volatility is going to get crushed. I'm going to back volatility off 20%. But I'm saying in the morning, if this is trading, depending on where the market's trading, this ought to be worth maybe $100, depending on where the market for NVIDIA is trading. At 121, this thing's worth 214, but depends on how much volatility gets crushed. That's the problem with these option trades, is as volatility gets crushed, they become worth less. Anyway, we'll check that out in the morning update, or actually we'll check that out in tomorrow's update. We'll see how all these earnings trades ended up. But basically, if this one could finish over 117, it should be able to make a profit by expiration, a pretty nice profit by expiration. Even at 121, it's worth, at expiration, it's worth $300. All right, so that's nice. That's good to see. Now the $1 million baby trades popped back to life at lunch. They were all down money, but they're up $3,700 now because obviously the market pulled back. All right, let's look at the volatility timing model, Max's volatility timing model. So, and it did not do great today. It did not provide early warning like it sometimes does, but nothing works every time. Nothing works every time. Okay, so you make this bottom chart bigger. This green line right here is the SPY. And these red and green vertical lines are the buy and sell signals. But okay, well, wait a second here. Let's pull up SPY. All right. So you can see that the problem is, and like I said, this system doesn't always do great. The sell signal it provided was right on the bar that was the bottom of the move. It actually went up. That actually would have been a great spot to buy. But in any event, sometimes this works better than others. You can't predict the future. It's just one of many things to look at. But the good thing, though, is the longer term system is a system based on daily bars, and it's this whole green area. It's been solid green since back here. So the longer term trend is green. This was for a little bit today, was predicting, or still right now it's predicting a counter trend. It's saying in the shorter time frames, it's saying the trend's over. Now it said the same thing back here, and the market did pull back barely at all and then went up. So that was a false signal. This right here, is this another false signal? Maybe so. We'll have to see what develops. So right now it's long-term green, short-term red. So it's mixed signals. Okay. I'll still try to make that presentation smoother and better somehow. A graph or something with the stoplights on it or something. But anyway, I really like this. Definitely QDTE is going to be the fund of the month for sure. I'm going to make some more special content on it. I know there's a lot of QDT fans out there, but we didn't look at USOY. Let's see how USOY finished up. I'll make this go small again. And then be watching for the dividend prediction show tomorrow. Because tomorrow's the 29th, yes, and the 30th is the day. So it could even be after the market. I might even do the show tonight, because sometimes they kind of announce it early. Okay, USO. So these guys just want the price to end up in this box, but they need it to end up there on the 30th. These options don't expire till the 30th unless they covered them and did something with them. And if they did that, we'll catch that in the morning update. And whenever we're going through the funds in the morning, I'll talk about it, and then we'll show the spreadsheet. And we'll also talk about the dividend estimate. Right now it's $1.37 for USOY. Which comes to about 97%. But it's going to be some return of capital because they've actually had a trading loss of 22 cents a share so far this month, even though they've got some gross distributions in from the dividends, or they've got some gross yield from the dividends. They're going to pay the yield or pay a distribution out to everybody. And, they should do that in a few days. Let's check back in on, yeah, it'll be declaration date's the 30th, and then we'll get paid next week. All right. Let's look one more time at NVIDIA. Just want to make sure the conference call hasn't started, and he says, oh shit, now we're at 120, which is lower than it was last time we looked. Let's see what the Qs are. I think it looks lower also because I was on the daily time frame. Now I'm on the 30-minute time frame. It looks like it's dropped further, but it's really about the same. The NASDAQ has dropped right here to 468, down from 471. So it has dropped since we first come on there. So I understand the CEO is going to be on Bloomberg at 5:30 Eastern or 4:30 Eastern, which is coming up here in 30 minutes. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. Have a good one.